Hello, listeners.
Where's the music?
We're not going to have music this time.
Why?
Well,
Did we get sued?
not yet.
Okay.
I was like, why are you doing the clapping? We haven't heard the music.
Well, you clap, so like when you edit it, you know where to position the video. It's called syncing.
Oh.
Learned it on YouTube. You can learn a lot of stuff on
We forgot
on
to
YouTube.
take that CLE, I guess.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll edit the intro
Oh, okay.
in later.
So why not? Why aren't we doing music anymore?
We're still doing music. It just gets like edited later.
Oh, it gets put in later?
Yeah, it gets put in later. Wow. Okay. So this is our fourth podcast, right?
Third.
Fourth.
No, fourth podcast.
This is our fourth one.
Is it really?
Yeah.
This is our fourth podcast.
Fourth podcast.
Got
You-
it.
Yes, you need to be taking your notes from the producer of the show, Sonny.
Yeah.
Yeah, stop coming in here cold. You know.
All right.
I think our
Fair
guest
enough.
is ready to walk out, guys.
Yeah.
All right, so this is F. Molina, Sonny Garza, and Victoria Muniz with our special guest today, who is Abiel Flores. And Abiel, you're running for what?
I am running for county court at law number 9.
Okay, question first.
Yes.
He said Abel. It's
So my name is Abiel.
Yes.
Abiel Flores, but I've always kind of introduced myself to people as Abel. That's what my nickname was growing up. And it's just easier for everybody when I say Abel, but it is Abiel.
okay.
Abiel Flores.
And the reason why I do that is because although our partner here is the greatest legal mind that we've probably ever met,
Whoa.
he
I paid her to
butchers.
say that.
I bet you
He
did.
butchers everybody's name. We'll be talking about something, and he's like, so and so, for example, like Stephanie. Stephanie. I talked to her about this, and I'm like, who the fuck is Stephanie? And he's like, so and so on this case, and I'm like, her name is Michelle. Like,
Yeah, and way off.
way off.
He'll go slandering. He'll go slandering some poor soul with a made up name whose name is probably legit somewhere out there in some other state. They're like, that person doesn't exist, man.
So anytime like we're talking about somebody, like what's his name, and then we kind of look at F, and then we're like, no, we can't. And then it's just me and Sonny. We're like, okay, who is this person that we're trying to remember their name, because we know that he's going to give us the wrong name.
Well, Abiel. I grew up with the name Efrain, right?
Right.
So growing up, people can't pronounce my name. So I get all types of like variations. I get Efrain, call me F,
I used to call you emo.
Emo.
That is true, but that's for
E.
other reasons.
So, I haven't grown up with that big respect for like having like names, because people always refer to me as something wrong. So I've just grown up not believing, and you got to have a lot of respect like for your name. It's like, they came close.
Not that
neighbors.
We were neighbors. We're like
That's
three
right.
houses down from each other. Not that I'm as involved as I should be, but that's good to hear. That kind of motivates me to get.
Was
up there.
Sonny a good neighbor or a bad neighbor?
He was a very good neighbor.
Except that one time I almost burned the fence down.
That's right. I do remember that.
Wait, what did you do?
I almost burned the fence down. I was we had lived there we hadn't lived there a year.
Right.
And I had barbecued on a Saturday. Sunday, we went to church. And I get home, and I was like, well, I told Ashley, I'm going to clean the barbecue pit out. And she's like, okay. So I cleaned the barbecue pit. There was a canal in back, and so it's just ashes, right? Just powder. So I threw the ashes over the fence toward the canal in the back. Walk inside the house, and it smells like burning cedar. And I'm just like, whoa. I was like, did you get a cedar candle? She's like, no. I was like, it's getting stronger. And I turn around, and the whole fence, not the whole fence, but like
Section.
a section, like 5 boards of fence are just up in flames. And I got to tell you guys, when you set the fire, something else, something clicks in and something clicks and you just turn into this fucking hero fire. Yeah. So I get the water hose, turn it on, and I run to the fence, get onto the not burning part, just muscle my way up and over, and just because for some reason I didn't know, but I didn't see it, but I knew that the fire was in the back, right? And I just start spraying down the grass, getting this fire, trying to calm down, and it's getting bigger. And so I'm just like wetting everything I can. I got the neighbor over to my left screaming at me, "What did you do?"
And then we found out that was Abel.
No, Abel's just peeking over the fence. Like
and then
Babe, come look at the shit that Sonny did.
Ashley's mom had just called, and she was like, "I
aren't you
can't
lucky
talk
you're
right
not married
now."
to this one?
She's like, "I can't talk right now. The fence is on fire, and Sonny just ran in there, and I can't see him," and everything freaks out. My little boy was, I want to say he was 4 or 5, and my daughter was 2. And it was the saddest thing. He was super scared. He grabbed her hand and he walked her to the curb away from everything, not knowing that our house was going to be okay, right? I managed to put the fire. I put the fire out. These big strapping firefighters from Mission come on over. They're like, "You put out the fire by yourself?" I was like, "I did." And the other firefighter goes, "But you're the one that started it, right?" I did. Yep, I did. They're like, "Well, good job." Whole fence was black, but just my fence, because I was just really worried about burning other people's houses down, man. But yeah, no, you turn into, when you're the one who sets the fire, whew, you turn into a hero.
Your first thought was, "Oh, the insurance deductible."
yeah.
Yeah, to this day, I'll tell my wife, I was like, "Remember when I put out the fire?" She's like, "You started it."
So Abiel, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
Sure. So I'm originally from Mission. I graduated Mission High School in 1998. I am the second child of 3 to my parents. My mom is Margaret Flores. She's from Chicago, Illinois. My dad is Arturo Flores. He's from Diaz Ordaz, Mexico. My dad went up to Chicago for work, and he met my mom there, and they came back to the Valley, and they had us. And so I went to Mission High School. Like I said, I graduated in 1998. I went to the University of Texas, and where I obtained my finance degree in 2001. And I came back to the Valley, and I was a substitute teacher for about 6 months because I always had that itch. And so I got that out of my system.
To be abused by children?
So like I said, I got that out of my system. And,
Itch to be a teacher?
Yes,
You wanted to be a teacher?
I did. I wanted to work with children. And so, and it was a great experience. And because of it, I now respect the profession. I mean, greatly.
Yeah.
I mean, more than, so I did that for about 6 months. And then I had already been accepted into law school. And so I went to the University of Texas School of Law, where I obtained my JD in 2005. And so upon obtaining my JD, I came back home and I started working here in Hidalgo County for the last 14 years.
Where'd you start off at?
So I started with Fernando Mancias. Fernando Mancias, our current judge. And I learned a lot from Fernando. I mean, great man, great trial lawyer. And so I started with him, and I was there for about 6 months. But then I had been told, if you really want experience, you got to get to the DA's office because that's where you're going to get the trial experience. And so I did. I went and applied, and I was given the opportunity to work there under René Guerra. And I was there. I was placed in the juvenile section for about a year, and I was working Judge Maxine Longoria Nash. She was the judge. Mm-hmm. And so I was there for about a year, and then I asked to be, to kind of keep going up the chain. And so they moved me to felony with Judge Letty Lopez in the 389th, and I was there for about 6 months. And I learned a lot from her. And the thing about Judge Letty was, if you go in there prepared, I mean, you had no issues. I mean,
that's true. That's true.
That's all she asked was just be prepared. And so if you did, you were good. And I've learned that. And so now whenever we go in her court, I mean, you better have your ducks in a row. Yeah. And that's the thing about my life. I'm a very simple man, right? And so even at work, I mean, there's never something that comes up that I'm just like, a crazy story to tell because I don't ever create those situations for myself.
Like,
And
I don't attract drama.
I try not to, but and if I see it, I try to leave.
So you don't live like Sonny Garza.
Yeah.
Likes to live real dangerously.
So are you married?
I am. I'm married to my high school sweetheart, actually. So I met my wife, Sylvia. She's a dentist in Mission. And we met in junior high in 7th grade. I was in 7th grade. She was in 8th grade. And the way we met was she was selling some like decals, the little temporary tattoos or something for cheer. And I remember she called me over and was like, hey, you want to buy one? And I was like, oh, my goodness, yes, of course. And so I bought one. And I remember running back to my friend and telling him, hey, Larry, lend me 50 cents. I want to go buy another one. And so after that, we dated for a little while. But then, of course, she had to go to high school and it became a long distance relationship. And so it ended, right? But we got back together when I was a junior and she was a senior, and we've been dating ever since.
Very nice.
Wow. And you know what? That explains like something right now, like Abiel and Victoria, you might like
That's not his name.
Abiel. That's what.
No.
It's
Just
either
say
Abiel or
okay.
Abel.
Just say
Okay, Abel. Just say Abel.
Just say
Yeah.
That'd be
Abel.
okay.
Abel works.
I was going to wait for somebody else to, because I had already, bust his balls a little bit about it. But
Hey,
I was
hey,
like, I'll just.
but you guys warned the audience, and now they know you're not lying. You see, they might have thought like, oh, these two are just making it up.
No.
We're not making
No.
it up in the slightest.
No.
But Victoria, I did notice something. Look at how impeccable his teeth are.
No,
Right?
no. That's
Right?
the one.
Yeah.
That explains it.
Yeah.
That
No.
explains it.
No. So that's the one thing my wife is just really upset with me about. You need to come see me more, and I haven't. But
The guy who walks up to the table with the roses. You're just like,
But there's like
does she need a rose?
there's an like an unspoken code, right? When the flower guy walks in, every other guy is looking at each other like, bro, don't
buy it.
don't buy it, don't break the code, don't break the
And
code.
you always have that one dude that buys
Yeah.
flowers for every female at the table. It's like, yeah,
You're like-
you scored a ton of points, buddy.
Making everybody else look like a bunch of douches.
So I was reading in the news regarding the commission. The governor appointed a commission in Texas to basically determine if we should elect judges or if
I saw
the
that.
governor should appoint judges.
I've seen a little bit about that too.
So Abel, what are your thoughts on that? Should judges be elected, appointed, and why?
yeah, no, I mean, I think they should be elected. I mean, we are a democratic process, and it should be the people who put judges at the benches. Obviously, we trust that that the people are going to put the right people on the benches, and just like juries, I mean, we trust juries. We trust juries are going to listen to the facts, to the evidence, and make the right decision. And so I believe in the democratic process, and I think judges should be elected.
I agree with that.
yeah.
Not that I was asked, but yeah. My problem with it is I'm a huge believer in the will of the people, especially the will of the people in the area that you're going to be serving, right? So you want to see what they want, who they want, whose belief system they want. If the governor is allowed to appoint judges, we're just going to get the governor's belief system. It's not what our people want. It's not what the Rio Grande Valley wants. It's more likely than not going to be a whole ton different than what Governor Abbott wants. Despite the fact that we're a huge county, we don't segregate our judges to just family law or civil law or criminal law. So you do have experience in all three of those areas, right?
I do, yes. Yeah. And so, like we talked about earlier, I mean, I was a prosecutor, a former assistant district attorney. I've been practicing criminal defense. I've represented people in family law cases. I'm currently working with Zambrano Law Firm doing personal injury. I was the city attorney for the city of Mission, so I have some municipal law background. And while there, I also handled the condemnation cases, and which are going to be, mostly in the county courts at law, which is a court that I'm running for. I've been appointed as special commissioner for those types of hearings. I've been appointed mediator. I'm a certified mediator. So I definitely have a general, like you talked about, a general understanding of all the areas that are going to be brought before that court. I have some experience with it. And I'm not saying I'm an expert in any of those areas, right? But it's good. I think it's important to have a judge who has just a general understanding, because then at that point, then you have the lawyers kind of brief the issues and have the judge make that important decision. One of the things that I talk about kind of when I'm going across the county is, as a prosecutor, my job was to seek justice, right? And as a young prosecutor, that meant to me, somebody committed a crime, they need to be punished for that crime, right? And but now, having represented people on the criminal defense side, you start to see that they're people, they're us, they're brothers, they're fathers, they're their family members, and then you see their family going through tough times because of what their family member did or is accused of doing. So it's important to have that understanding as well, because yes, it's important to seek justice, but it's also important to have compassion. So like you talked about, what's going to be my philosophy? It's going to be seeking justice, but without compromising compassion, or really have compassion without compromising justice, I should say.
So he just got your endorsement.
I didn't say that.
We don't endorse anyone on the show.
Everyone.
Everyone's free to come on the show and talk about
Actually,
who
it's
they
probably
are.
better than endorsement, because the list of attorneys that I actually liked and I had a really good working relationship is very little.
Hey, but what do you like to do for fun, man? Besides practicing law, because practicing law can wear on you, and
Nobody likes doing that for
a
fun.
campaign trail certainly can. So you're probably not up to any fun right now. But what do you do in your free time? What do you like to do?
So, again, going back to my simple life, I mean, I'm all about going to work and then coming home to my 3 daughters. I mean, that was the other thing. I didn't get to that.
Abel, don't say you bake, because you'll make us look really bad.
I do not
that.
bake.
You're gonna have
Okay,
Ashley,
all
his
right.
wife, and Pam like, what the hell? Abel comes home and he bakes and he cooks for his wife, and y'all don't do shit.
No, but I go home and I help with my daughters. It's all about my daughters, really. To be honest with you, it really is. And
How old are your
weekends-
daughters right now?
So I have a 14-year-old Karime. She's in 8th grade. My middle child is Alyssa. She's 12, and my little baby is 4. And she's Maya, and she's the special one, I guess. You would say.
That's the little one. Yeah, my little one's the special one too. What do you
So,
like to do with your kids though?
Well, they're very active in cheer. They do competitive cheer, and so
So you're a
that keeps
cheer
us-
dad?
Yeah, I am very much so.
I'm not that I have anything against cheer, but I'm trying to avoid that with my girls and be like, let's do soccer.
You should.
Let's do volleyball. Let's do. 'Cause my wife is a volleyball player.
What and no other hobbies or shows? Are you into any shows right now? The team.
What was that cheer movie when we were in high school?
Bring it on.
Bring it on, Sonny.
You answered that
too
way
quick.
too fast.
Great
I
movie.
watched that.
Great movie.
I watched that a couple of years ago just because it happened to be on, and Ashley wanted to watch it. That is not okay for 2017 to 2019.
No, it is not.
No, there
It
isn't.
is terrible.
When you said that, I wasn't going to say that. I was just going to say, Burr, it's cold in here.
It was not aware that woke culture was going to be the culture
No.
No, but-
circa
But
2018, 2019.
But during the sequels, it gets worse, because you got Bring It to Leave It, like part 2, Bring It to Leave
Wow.
It 3. I think they did about 5 of them.
I have a feeling
the
Pam
original
does
was
not watch these with you. I think you watch these by yourself.
It's
And Abel, if you had to pick between Star Wars and Star Trek,
oh my goodness.
which one?
You're gonna win a lot of voters, and you're gonna lose a lot of voters on this one, maybe.
Wow. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and make a decision.
The correct answer is I like all sci-fi.
There you go.
No, sir. That is the
No, no,
incorrect
no.
answer.
Natural-born
That
politician.
is the incorrect
No.
answer.
No.
I would
throw
say
it in-
Star Wars.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Okay. More Star Wars. Okay.
We won't ask you to leave.
If you had to pick between the Olive Garden and the Macaroni Grill.
Wow. Those aren't even really Italian, are they?
We're sorry for anybody who works at those establishments.
I'm trying to gain voters here.
Sorry.
I would say
Fazoli's.
That is not real Italian.
Little Caesars.
Fazoli's got me through a lot of low-income nights in college, my friend. Those breadsticks are
Oh,
free.
yeah. That's all you can eat breadsticks.
endless.
Yeah.
I don't think
But-
I've ever had Fazoli's.
Fazoli's is good.
Yeah.
We were just
My
going
girls
through the
like
drive. Yeah, Fazoli.
It's always.
It's like 1,000. I don't know. Last time I checked, it was a huge amount of calories in one chicken parmesan, and it wasn't that big.
Okay, why would you even be looking up the calorie for a chicken parmesan? Like, that's not even.
Yeah, I mean, if you look it up, it should read to death.
Just to know. Just to know.
It should just say, like, over your caloric intake for the day.
Oh, this is way past your sodium intake for the day.
So, Abel, if you had to pick the Olive Garden,
So you're not gonna let it go.
can't let it go. Can't let it go.
Macaroni grill. probably.
Macaroni Grill. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would
Wow.
have gone there too.
Macaroni Grill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was more. I was thinking it was gonna be more like Olive Garden because you could walk in there, soup, salad, boom, all you can eat breadsticks.
That's because your kids, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that's because your kids aren't quite at the coloring age yet.
That's
His
right.
answer is because he
That's
has
true.
children, and you can write all over the damn tables at
is
Macaroni
true.
Grill, and it
And
keeps
it's
them
not
occupied.
frowned upon.
And it's not frowned
You
upon.
could do it at the Olive Garden, but you're probably going to get kicked out.
That's right.
And so when is like voting?
So early voting is February 18th through the 28th, and election day is March 3rd.
I'm registered, but
Oh,
that is coming up.
I'm registered too.
Registered as what, Sonny?
Under Chapter 62.
It's like
Touche.
male, but identifies as.
So your social media, I've seen more of a social media presence now with your campaign.
Yes.
Did you have to learn that, or how did that?
Still learning.
Did the
Still learning.
14-year-old
'Cause-
explain it to you?
Yes, she did.
All I understand is how to post, but I don't understand how to boost. I don't understand, and maybe you can help us out with our show here.
Well,
He's like,
talk
no.
to the guy that runs it.
Oh, okay. You know,
But no. I mean, so I do manage it, but a lot of the boosting and all of that, I do have some help.
Okay.
With that because I'm completely unfamiliar with how that works. I just know that I have to give a check.
yeah. Well, yeah. I
kinda
heard it's
get
all
it out
about.
there.
I heard it's all about content. Like as long as you keep putting out content, it's
Right.
like, yeah, but it stays here. I want it to go out there.
Out there.
Yeah, and it's tricky because you want to do it like in a way so when people look at it, they don't think you're associated with the Russians in any way whatsoever.
You can't even tell anymore.
You really can't.
Was it an Onion headline I may have read that said, "Man in India passes away with millions of dollars in his closet. He was trying to give away on the internet."
I know. Have you ever received it, like those emails? Your uncle in Sudan died.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you're like, whoa, I had an uncle in Sudan?
And like, there's a prince here, and he has all this money, but he needs your assistance with a little bit of money.
With a little bit of money, he'll trade you.
I got a gold bar. There's nothing I can do with it, but if you give me $500, you can have the gold bar.
And so you would be the county judge for county court what?
County Court at Law number 9.
Number 9.
Yes.
And that's a new court, right?
A new court, a new voice.
Wow.
Oh, you didn't have to go there.
And when you're meeting people, like what are they telling you? What's their impression of the court system? What are you hearing?
So a lot of it is educating people. Us as attorneys, we know it, and
Take for granted that we know it.
exactly.
Right.
Sonny knows everything.
There you go.
And if you weren't sure, wait a couple of minutes and he'll tell you he does.
He's wrong even when he's right.
Right, even when he's wrong.
Oh, there we go.
Or either
You
way.
see?
See?
Either way.
And if you screw
There
up,
it
he
is.
has no problem correcting you.
But it is a lot of it is just educating people, and even just in the voting process, and a lot of people are unfamiliar with it, and so it's good because I'm getting the word out about the courts and about voting and all of that, and meeting people. That's been honestly, I mean, it's not easy being on the campaign trail. I'll be honest
It's
with
a huge
you.
county.
It is. It's
There's
huge,
a lot of people.
and the time that I've had has been very short, and so I'm trying to double up on the work. But honestly, I mean, just meeting the people, talking to the people, it truly has been. It's been really good. And when I started this podcast, when we started talking, I said I'm a simple guy. It's always been my work and my family. And so one of the things that I'm open and transparent about is I haven't been in the community. And so that's one of my regrets because I'm seeing the good that people, in politics are doing for the community. And it's really, it's motivating me to kind of get out there regardless of the outcome, and be a part of our community and help in any way that I can. I mean, because it's amazing. One of the things that we did on the campaign trail was go to the the areas, the less fortunate areas, and get hand out gifts to kids. And I mean, just to see those kids, their parents, and just appreciative of what we were doing. It's really, it's good. It feels good. And so I haven't been making a lot of promises on the campaign trail, but I'm going to make this one. I promise that no matter the outcome, I'm going to be more involved with my community.
That's awesome.
Pizza Hut or Papa John's?
Oh, wait. No, I have a question for Abel. You can answer that one first, though, since we have you here. You're under oath, by the way.
We eat more at Pizza Hut, but I think I would, if I had a choice, it would be Papa John's.
Poor Abel.
Well, if my stomach line
If I had a choice.
Right.
Mike, Sean, is that a choice? Sorry, guys. What's your favorite place to eat in Mission?
Danny's Mexican Restaurant.
Danny's is good.
Yeah,
I like
right there on Sherry and 495.
across from Marco's Burgers.
Yes.
Yeah.
A real pleasure, like talking to you. Is there anything else that you want to leave our listeners
just
and viewers with?
make sure you go out and vote February 18th through the 28th, early vote, and March 3rd, Election Day.
So maybe on our next podcast, I will tell the listeners the story of the time that I ate the most expensive barbacoa in my entire life with Sonny Garza
At Salome.
on our next show.
Hey, it was my first time there, too.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. Abel, thank you for
Thank
coming
you, guys.
on.
Appreciate it.
And until our next show.
All right.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.